Good morning or good evening, wherever you may be. I hope that you are all having a fantastic day. First, I want to address the inconsistency of my videos. I've been really struggling with some things in my real life right now, or just in general, just what I want and what makes me happy. And I keep flitting between things here and there, and I just can't really pinpoint on anything. And so that's been kind of a struggle. And honestly, I know I said in previous videos that my channel is just going to be what you see is what you get. I'm not going to stress too much about the way I look or what I'm wearing or things like that. But that's a real struggle. You always kind of want to put your best foot forward. But I've been also really struggling with filming and this idea that I need to make myself presentable. But I've also been kind of tittering on the thought of what exactly is presentable. I don't think any of you are going to be like, oh, ew, why didn't she put on makeup or do her hair a certain way or anything like that. Honestly, I don't think most of you actually care. Within reason, I mean, as long as I'm not like, I don't know, naked or something. I don't know. It's not like it's not that big of a deal, but somehow it's become like a big deal in my mind. And I've kind of been struggling a little bit in that thought process. So I don't know, it's just been a really weird couple of months with just deciding what I want and what I'm going to do and actually following through. I want to point out real quick that I just watched a video last night on Courtney's channel. She's reading a book right now called You Are a Badass, which I have to get this book. But she, and subsequently the book, made a very good point that we often, and this is completely from my memory, but that we often make decisions and don't really follow through on them, that we kind of get in our own way in following through on the things that we want, which kind of really woke me up, in that all of these things that I want to do and that I say that I'm going to do and then I don't do, who's really standing in my way? It's me. I'm the one who's standing in my way. And so there's no reason why I can't get the videos up that I say I'm going to do the filming that I say that I want to do. So yeah, I'm going to try very hard to kind of get out of my head, and then just make content. And that was the whole point of this channel anyway, was to just make content. And if you guys liked it, then great. If you didn't like it, then I wasn't going to stress about it. So yeah, anyway, that was just I just wanted to kind of let you guys know why I've been very sporadically around. I mean, not that I was very consistently on to begin with, as I'm still kind of a new channel, but I'm starting to get things in a balance and deciding what I want to do, and then just going from there. So I wanted to touch base on that a little bit, and then hopefully I can put into practice what I'm saying, what I've just said right now, and in the future go forward with more content, more just really doing the things that I want to do. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But anyway, oh, and I'll link Courtney's video down below. It was a really great video. I highly recommend her channel. She's just lovely. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into what this video is supposed to be about, which is a very small book haul of the recent books that I've gotten and what I'm currently reading for this last week of April. And another thing I wanted to say real quick is that I have been consistently joining readathons, but I think I'm just gonna stop doing that because TBRs in general do not work for me at all. I never ever stick to them. So no more readathons. Unless they're like those 24-hour readathons. Even then I'm not 100% sure I'll participate that because I like my sleep. So anyway, okay, I'm gonna stop babbling before this video becomes 12 hours long, and I'm going to talk to you first about the books that I recently received, and I'm going to start with two of them. And I have really been in this idea of Hygge, which is the Danish art of being happy, or of happiness in general, which is basically you just surround yourselves with things that give you comfort, and then you just do those things, whatever makes you comfortable. It's the idea that we can, I'm still really only getting into the very beginning of this idea, but basically if it gives you comfort and it makes you happy, then do it. If you want that Danish or cookie, eat it. If you want to just sit around and read books, do it. You know, life is too short to not surround yourselves with things that make you happy. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. So I got this book, The Complete Book of Hygge, The Danish Art of Happiness by Britta Olsen. This is a really great book. I haven't completely finished reading it. It's a really great kind of beginner guide. But you can really tell that Britta Olsen's first language is not English. But it's pretty understandable. I'm enjoying it so far. I love this cover. This cover makes me happy. So yeah, if you're just starting out in the idea of Hygge, or want to know more about it, I definitely recommend this book. It was really cheap on Amazon, and it has tips, like a 30-day challenge to be getting Hygge, a kind of explanation of Hygge and how the Danes incorporate Hygge into their everyday life. And then I also bought The Danish Secrets of Happiness, How to Be Happy and Healthy in Your Daily Life by Maya Thorensen. I haven't read this yet, but it seems like it'd be really good info into the living the Hygge life. So I got those. The next book I'm going to talk about was a book that was gifted to me by my mother. It's The Earth Path by Starhawk, and it's grounding your spirit in the rhythms of nature. I've really been dabbling in this idea of kind of like a green witch, which is basically you're just in tune with nature, doing a lot of gardening, things like that. I've really kind of put a pause on this because it seems to be really things that I've already done my whole life, kind of. So I don't know, but it's a good thing to have on hand, and I will read it eventually. But yeah, so I'm excited. I'm very happy that my mom got this for me. She's been raving about it for months now. So I need to get to that. The next book I'm going to talk to you about is the book I got from my page habit. I didn't share an unboxing because I opted now to just get the book, which I guess I can kind of do an unboxing now, because all you get is the spoiler card, the bookmark, and the letter from the author, because I just have too much stuff, and I've been really trying to limit the things that I bring into my life that I don't have a use for. So I stopped getting the full subscription, and now I only get the book. But it came with this bookmark with a quote by Victor Hugo, and says, "To learn to read is to light a fire. Every syllable that is spelled out is a spark." I love Victor Hugo, and this is a really beautiful bookmark. And then, of course, you get the letter from the author and the subscription card, which tells you where the donation's going to. Page Habit has a system where for every box that's sold, they donate books to a country in need. So that's really, really cool. And that's why I did not want to get rid of this subscription. I just didn't want this stuff, which is really cool that they give you a book only option. And so I get the fantasy book, and this month we got The Wolf by Leo Carew. This book, I'm not going to go too much into it, but it's basically about war. Yeah, two different cultures are warring, and it's a first book in a trilogy, or I actually don't know if it's a trilogy. I'm sorry. But yeah, I'm not excited for this book. I don't know if I even want to read it. I'm not huge into war epics, but I'll give it a try. But I'm not excited for it. Honestly, I wasn't excited for the last book I got from Page Habit in the fantasy section, so I may switch to the horror section for a couple months. I don't know yet. I haven't officially decided, but I got that. The next book I'm going to talk about is Dragon Coast by Greg Van Eekhout. This is the third book in the California Bones trilogy. I think this is a trilogy. I think this is the last book. But I loved the first book, California Bones. I highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. I haven't read the second book yet, but I know I'm going to love it. So I went ahead and ordered the third book from Thrift Books. I love Thrift Books. They're so good. And this is in such good condition for a used book. I'm so happy with it, and I can't wait to finish this series. I need to just do it. And so the other book, another book I'm going to talk to you about is I also got them from Thrift Books, and it's the first in the Luca, I forget her name, Flavia de Luz, I don't really know how to say her last name. By Alan Bradley, and this is a mystery surrounding a 10-year-old aspiring chemist. I unfortunately came into this series, it's been on my radar for a while, but I got the 9th book from NetGalley, and I read it, and it is amazing. It seems like you can kind of read these books in standalones. You won't really know too much of the backstories of things, but it's you still don't fall behind not knowing that stuff, and it kind of centers around each mystery, at least for the 9th book or the 8th book, and it was amazing. And so I got the first book so that I could read it from the beginning, and I can't wait to read this. The cover's amazing. It's green, my favorite color, and I love that this book doesn't have a dust jacket. I hate dust jackets. I wish they made more books like this in this kind of cover. But so I got that book, The next book I'm going to show you I'm really excited for because I believe the publisher just sent it to me because I don't remember ever asking for this book. I don't even recognize this book, but that is The Other Woman by Sandy Jones. And this, you would think that it may be about a mistress or something, but it is not. It is about a mother-in-law who does not want her son to marry this woman. And this is very exciting. I can't wait to read this. It comes out in August, so I will probably read this in June or July. But I will let you know how this book goes. So that's it for my small book haul of sorts. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you about 3 books that I'm currently reading. I'm actually currently reading 4, but these are the 3 that I'm really focusing on right now. And that one, the first one is going to be Anno Dracula by Kim Newman. I don't have the dust jacket with me at the moment. It's set up in my dust jacket pile because I hate reading with dust jackets on. This is another book that I got from Thrift Books. I don't really remember what it's about. Not that I really pay attention to synopsis anyway, but so far it's kind of a Dracula retelling or reimagining where Dracula never dies and he sort of comes in and takes over England. And it has Dracula and it has the Stoker family. It has Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and it has Moriarty, or Mycroft as Mycroft. And like it has just a jumble of characters. And this is really interesting so far. I've been really getting into it lately. I've been reading a couple chapters at night before I go to bed, and it's really good. I'm really enjoying this. This is my first Kim Newman book, and I do not think it will be my last. I'm currently 83 pages in. So the next book I'm going to talk to you about is Shift by Hugh Howey. I loved the Wool series. I'm reading this with my best friend in real life. And this is the second book in the Silo trilogy. And it's amazing. I can't wait to get more into this. It's kind of taken a little bit of a backseat right now to Anno Dracula. I'm only on page 24, but already it's really, really good. I anticipate that this is going to be a 5-star read. Oh, for Anno Dracula, I think it's going to be a 4 or 5-star read. Now, for the last book I'm going to talk to you about, this was sent to me by the author. I love her series. And Jennifer Alderson is the most amazing and humble person I've ever met. But she kindly sent me her 3rd book in the Zelda Richardson mystery series. And that is The Rituals of the Dead, and by Jennifer S. Alderson. And it's amazing so far. I love Zelda. She's continuously growing as a character. You really, in the first book, you really, excuse me, you really, you're kind of not too sure about her. But this is one of those books that continues to grow. So like the first book, I think I gave it a 3-star. The second book, I gave it a 4-star. And I anticipate that this is going to be a high 4 or 5-star because it's just amazing. And the Azmac culture in this is fascinating. I can't wait to finish this. I am currently 60 pages in, and I highly recommend this series. So that's it for today. Thank you for sticking with this video and watching it. if you've read any of these books or have any thoughts on these books, please let me know in the comments below. And I will see you guys. Oh, if you like the video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you want to see more, please subscribe. I will love you eternally. And I think that will be it for today. Thank you, and I will see you next time. Bye!